South Africa, we need to talk about how a 19-year-old university student lost her life after reporting a sexual assault on campus. Her name was Sesethu Enhle Mboza. She was a first-year student at the Nelson Mandela University, and on the 29th of October 2025, she passed away after taking her own life. So what happened? Well, according to multiple reports, Sesethu opened a case against another student, accusing him of assaulting her at the university residence. The suspect was arrested, but then later released on bail. And not only that, he was also allowed to return to the very same campus, the same environment where she lived and studied. For survivors of assault, seeing the alleged perpetrator daily is not neutral. It is psychological terror, constant re-traumatization, and a reminder that the system isn't protecting you. Let me explain bail. Bail doesn't mean that someone is guilty, but it also doesn't mean that they're innocent. It just means that the legal process hasn't finished yet. But even though universities are not courts of law, but they're still responsible for the students' well-being and prevention of intimidation. So what should have happened? I believe this is what should have happened. They should have moved the accused to another residence, ban contact, or require remote learning. And they should also provide immediate trauma counseling to help survivors and also show them how to apply for a protection order or some kind of restraining order. But sadly, none of that happened in this case. So by keeping both the accused and the complainant in the same space, this opens a door to witness interference, harassment, social pressure, and fear. And we know in this day and age with cyberbullying and everything else, we can only imagine what happened to her. But sadly, we don't know what exactly happened to her in her final hours. And we shouldn't pretend that we do. But the system should have ensured that she never saw him again. This wasn't about one student. This was about a justice system and a university system that failed to protect someone who did the right thing by reporting. I'm not calling for violence or harassment, but what we are asking here is that why was access granted back into the residence? And which court of law granted this guy bail? And what safeguards were put in place to ensure that she was not intimidated? And who at the university approved for this kind of environment? These are questions that have to be asked and people need to answer them. Sesethu did not die publicly. She suffered quietly. The least we can do now is demand that our institutions protect survivors, not push them towards despair. From now on, I believe universities should implement automatic separation policies, immediate counseling, and no contact orders whatsoever. You can't accuse someone of something like that, they get arrested, and then you see them at school the next day. Doesn't make sense. And also because no student should feel alone, trapped, or unprotected. Rest in peace to this 19-year-old. I saw her mother speaking, and it just breaks our hearts to see a family torn apart like that. People need to be accountable.